questions for Jordan?
Jordan, were you still a little surprised that it was almost like a home field advantage today? I know you guys have great coverage from your fans all over, but here was amazing.
Yeah, no, I'm not surprised at all. I mean, I think Packers fans travel well everywhere we go. So, yeah, I'm never surprised about that. And it's awesome to be able to see that many fans be able to get here.
Jordan, what did you see out of the Rams secondary that you were able to exploit them rather than be successful?
Yeah, I mean, they do some good things in the secondary, but, you know, they do some things where we've seen this defense before. It's kind of similar to what we've ran in the past, and it's a lot of man-match stuff. And I'm confident in my receivers and those guys to be able to go out there and make plays against their DBs, and that's what we did there.
How much did it help you just to have some reps last week compared to this week, especially like you really got going in the second half?
Oh, definitely. I mean, every rep is so important, and especially coming off 2 weeks off, the injury. So definitely last week was important, but, you know, I mean, going through the week practice, like I said, every rep is so important to get that rhythm, that flow back leading up to Sunday.
You had 9 straight completions after that pick six. Did that motivate you at all? Seemed like a switch flip with you.
No, I mean, it didn't motivate. It's just understanding how critical each possession is, and you know, it just came to a lack of execution early on and leading up to that pick. And we know what type of team we are. We know what we have to do to be able to go and win games, and it's executed at a high level. And you know, it's just focusing on getting that completion, focusing on taking it one play at a time, and then guys were making plays out there once they got the ball in their hands. So you know, obviously, like you said, the pick. I mean, it was you know, a bad decision, and it's tough. And you saw about how you responded and bounced back.
What should you, looking back, I don't know if you got a chance to rewatch it, what should you do there?
On the interception, you know, it's one of those plays. I'm trying to get rid of the ball, and you know, I was falling and I didn't really have balance, and I was just trying to get it out of bounds, and it's tough. You know, I'm falling. I don't have enough power, but I mean, honestly, just throw it at the ground. Like, don't put any air on that ball. Throw it up, and even because I couldn't see where anybody was at, so just throwing it at the ground and not giving any possibility for a bad play to happen in that situation.
So if you did that, you might get a, you know.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, try and get it past the line of scrimmage. You know what I mean? But just, you know, not put it in harm's way. You know what I mean? Not trying to make a bad play worse. But you know, looking back on the safety is definitely better than a pick six. So.
Jordan, under center play action was such a big part of your success last year, and you guys played a lot of gun today, last week as well. How much of that is where your knee is, and how much of that is just natural evolution of this offense?
Wait, sorry, say that again.
Just the use of under center play action, like you guys were a lot of gun. We're used to seeing you work a little bit more under center with the run game and in the play action.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I think last week was a little bit more dealing with the knee coming back, being under center, not as much. But you know, I think, like you said, that's a huge part of our offense, and just, you know, I mean, it's all game plan and basing, you know, marrying our plays up off each other and some of the looks. So, you know, there's definitely a lot more plays we have out there that we didn't dial up today. But yeah, that's under center play action is a huge part of our offense, and you know, we'll keep getting back to that and keep getting that rolling.
What was it like trying to work in some of the plays that they were running while you were out, some of the more exotic runs that maybe you guys didn't run as much that now you guys can incorporate here, that now all of a sudden you've got to rep these in practice?
Yeah, I mean, all those plays are something that's always a part of our offense. You know, stuff that we rep during training camp, and you know, we have such a big offense and a playbook that each week it's so different, and it's all, you know, schemed up for what the defense might be doing. So, you know, obviously, like you said, I mean, we're running the ball very well, and you know, incorporating some new schemes and motions and different things like that. And you know, I think we've definitely done a good job of keeping that rolling, and you know, building plays off of plays and things like that. Credit to Matt and, you know, Steno, they do a good job with that.
How's the knee feel today?
Feels good. Feels good.
Better than last week?
Yeah.
Everything?
Yep.
Hey, Jordan, this pressure early in the game, what was your mindset to kind of like calm down and keep things going? What were you thinking like when you got sacked early in the game and just started ripping it up the game?
Yeah, I mean, you just got to take it one play at a time. You know, that's a mindset. You know, the guys on the other team, they're very good as well. You know, everybody gets paid. So it's one of those mindsets of, you know, a bad play might happen, you know, a negative play might happen. It's how you respond and go forward and, you know, build off that. But I think the O-line did a really good job. And like you said, early on, they got me on a sack. And, you know, we did some good things building off that and was able to, you know, it's on me too, to be able to get the ball out, find check downs, get those positive plays. But it's just moving on to the next play.
So how do you assess the overall offense? Did this stage, your expectations coming out of camp and then what you've done in the first 5 weeks?
Yeah, I think there's so much that we need to build on. You know, I think we leave a lot of plays out there, and then we make some really good plays as well. So, you know, I think it just comes down to consistent execution and trying to be as clean as we can for 4 quarters. And I don't think we've done that yet. I don't think we've played a full 4-quarter game that's clean. So there's so much stuff that we can look back on and watch film when we get back and stuff to clean up. But, you know, I like who we have, and I think we're just going to keep building. But there's definitely a lot of stuff to clean up.
You had 5 interceptions in 3 games. Last year, I think you had, 8 for the whole season. Any idea what's going on there? Are you trying to do too much?
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things you just got to be smart with the ball. You know, you look at last week and we're down, we're trying to make plays. So you're trying to force the ball and things like that. But it just comes down to being smart with the ball, and I got to do a better job with that.
Jordan, how much have you seen Josh Jacobs involved in this offense thus far?
Yeah, I mean, Josh keeps building every week. You know, we know what type of running back he is, and you know, I think every week, I mean, he's getting better and better. He's getting more carries, and something that I think we can lean on a lot more going forward is the run game. But I mean, he's a great player.
Jordan, big picture, you got hurt week 1, you guys came back for 2 straight wins. Last week you were down 28-0, you guys come back, almost win the thing. Here you throw the pick 6, you guys come back and score a critical field goal before the half. Is it all coincidence? Is there a toughness about this team that you can build on? Kind of, how would you assess the way you guys kind of consistently keep coming?
No, there's definitely a toughness, and I think that's our mindset. You know, it's just keep fighting. You know, it's a 4-quarter game, and it's not going to be perfect. It's never going to be perfect, but you know, it's how do we respond to everything that happens. Adversity is going to happen in the game. Bad plays happen. Good plays happen. You know, how do we respond? And you know, even going back last year and this year, the start. I mean, we proved that we're going to keep fighting and just keep going and you know, trusting the guys and just keep fighting for each other. But it's all about, you know, the brotherhood we got and just fighting for every play for everybody in the locker room.
What'd you see on the shot play to Reed? I wasn't sure if that was open when the ball was in the air.
Yeah, you know, it's one of those plays. They rolled the coverage and took the DB, and he played the deep half and cover 2. And you know, the way he was going back, I didn't think he was that deep, but he was pretty deep. So definitely not a great decision on my part. But you know, when you got a playmaker like Jaden Reed who's going to go up and make you right, you know, it helps. So just a great play by Jay Reed right there.
What have you seen from Tucker Kraft, his growth? I mean, he's become a crucial playmaker for this offense.
Yeah, I mean, Tuck is a dog, you know. Every time he touches the ball, he has that mindset that he's trying to score, and he's not going to go down lightly. He's going to run people over and stay up. But, I mean, he does really good things when he has the ball in his hands, so I definitely keep trying to find ways to get him the ball. But he's a dog, and he had a big-time performance today.
2 more.
Jordan, on the play on the final drive, you canned, it looked like you canned from the run to the slant to Heath. Did you feel like you had the one that got tipped at the line? Did you feel you had that, and was Matt okay with that decision for you to can that and try to hit the slant? Yeah,
it's you know, it's a play we can run to a run, and we had like you said, a slant on the backside, and I mean, that's, you know, it's critical in situational awareness for me to be able to just, you know, hand that ball off and you know, get the run going and eat the clock. But you know, it was the look we like for that play on the backside. So you know, I think if they didn't want me throwing it, they probably wouldn't have called it. So you know, I just go about the rules of the play, and I like the look we had, and they made a good play getting their hands up. But I mean, if we get that completion, I think it'd be a big play too.
How do you keep Dontavian with his confidence up while he's dealing with some of these drops? You know, how talented he is, how much he's done for your team. It just seems like he's going through it a little bit right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's just one of those things where, you know, when it comes Sunday, we just got to go out there and make plays, and that's everybody. It's not just him. It's me. It's everybody, you know. It's all about going out there and making those plays. So I know he'll bounce back from it, and, you know, he's proven what he can do for sure. So, you know, the ball's going to keep coming his way, but, you know, we just got to get back to the drawing board, work throughout the week, and it comes down to making those plays.
Thank you, Jordan.
Yeah, thank you, guys.
Thanks.
that was exhausting, but certainly proud of our guys just to continue to battle. I think, you know, the first half didn't start out the way we wanted it to, and you know, you got to give the Rams a ton of credit, give Sean a ton of credit and his coaching staff and players. I knew they would be well prepared. I knew they'd battle. Anytime you got a quarterback of Matthew Stafford's caliber, you're probably going to be in for a dogfight, and that's exactly what it was today. And I'm happy that our guys showed the resiliency that we need to have and that you have to have in order to go on the road and win. It's never easy winning this league, and I told them enjoy it, but there's plenty to work on and plenty to improve upon.
I asked Jordan this question, Matt, just kind of big picture to start. You lost 10 week 1, you guys came back and won 2 straight. You're down 28-0, battled back last week, almost one thing. The pick 6, you come back and get a critical field goal before the half. The resiliency you talked about, is that something that you kind of instill in the team, or is that just how the roster's built? Kind of where does that come from, and how can you build on that?
Well, you can talk about it till you're blue in the face, but whether or not the guys do it, I mean, no, I think it's just that's a mindset you have to have, whether it's in football or in life. I mean, there's going to be some things that happen to you and that are out of your control, and all you can do is the only thing you can control is how you respond to everything. And I think, you know, specifically with Jordan, I think that's one of his superpowers, and we've seen it since the day he got drafted. Is, you know, he just doesn't blink when the pressure comes, and I think last year was pretty indicative of that. You know, the struggles that we had, obviously, and his ability to overcome. I think, you know, that drive, obviously, when you throw a pick 6, that's never fun. And to be able to take us down there in a 2-minute drive and get some critical points when points were really tough to come by, I just think that's what he's all about. And I think that kind of, when you get a bunch of tough-minded guys, I think that kind of just it manifests itself, and it gets, you know, it's contagious.
Matt, what's allowed Tucker to kind of take this step up in this game?
His work ethic. I mean, the guy, he loves ball. You know, he works nonstop. He's relentless, and he's got a great mindset. And the guy, that's all he does. He just shows up. He works. He gets better. I think it's been really cool to see him blossom. I think the more confidence he's gotten, the better he's done. He's just a tough-minded dude, and like, it's been really cool to watch a guy and see the growth and development. I think John Dunn does a great job with those guys, but I think those guys within that tight end room all push each other.
How close is Love, you think, to full strength, and how close or far is he from the guy that we saw the second half of last season?
Well, I mean, I think he's getting better. I think he's getting. He looked like he was moving around pretty well today. And I think, you know, it's never about one player. It's never about one person in this game. It takes all 11, and you need everybody around you to do their job so you can do your job at the highest possible level. So, you know, I think there's some things that we can clean up, certainly, him specifically, but I was proud of just how he battles, man. He's the leader of the offense, and you know, I love his approach to the game and everything he's about.
Matt, we asked Jordan Love about the interceptions. This was something you talked about early last season, empowering Jordan to be a playmaker while also making sure he's being as smart as he can be with the football. How do you walk that line with him, because you don't want to take away that playmaking attribute from him? Yeah,
that's a quarterback's number one job. He understands that, and he's conscious of it. And I think sometimes, just like a great example was that throw that he made to Jaden Reed, where we're not necessarily encouraging that one, but he also has a lot of faith and confidence in the guys around him. And, you know, I think just to speak of that confidence, I mean, that last play call where we tried to run a double move on the outside to Wicks, and, you know, he just has the belief that his guys are going to go make the play for him.
Coach, you lead the league in takeaways, and that's about as good a stat as you want pretty much at the end of the year. How does that fit into the overall scheme of things and praising the D?
Yeah, that's everything. I mean, the ball is everything, and we talk about it each and every week, and every week is there's great examples around the league. Everybody, if you win the ball, you got a great chance at winning the game. And unfortunately, you know, week one, we won the ball and still didn't win the game, but it does give you a much better chance to come out on top.
Now, what other safeties have been around that are like Xavier in terms of just going after the football?
Yeah, I don't want to jinx it, Rob. It's unlike anything I've ever seen. I mean, the guy just has a knack for the football, and he's got great ball skills. He's very instinctive and smart to allow him to anticipate, to make plays, and then he generally makes the play. And I know, I'm sure there was one play in the second half that he'd like to have back because he might have had another one right there. But certainly, I think he's been obviously a very key pickup, you know, for us in free agency.
Matt, what have you been seeing from Evan Williams to give him the opportunity and responsibility he had today?
Yeah, that was kind of the plan going in to put Key outside and you know, put Bull down at the nickel position, which opened up the door for Evan Williams, and that's a luxury. I mean, we have confidence in all those guys, but again, Evan is another guy that's very smart. He's instinctive, and he has a knack for the football. And he made a couple critical plays today, where on some critical downs, be it third or fourth down, where he was able to defend some passes. And I think Evan is going to continue to get better and better and better. And right now we have a good problem in terms of we've got a lot of people that we feel like can go play in the secondary for us. So I think the challenge moving forward is when we get everybody back and we're healthy is how do you get all these guys involved? And I think the same with, you know, that's why we're rotating so many guys up front on our D-line, and same within the receiver room.
Nice to be above water at 3-2, but overall, after 5 weeks, what do you want to see get better in the next 5 weeks?
Yeah, you either get better or you get worse. You're never staying the same. And you know, every week is a new challenge. And I know that's a lot of coach speak, but I believe in that. And but I think it all starts with your preparation and how you approach it and your willingness to put the work in to strive to get better in practice. And that gives you the confidence to go out there and make plays in the game. There's certainly a lot of areas where we have to get better. Again, penalties are a consistent problem. Certainly don't have the answer for that right now. It's extremely frustrating, and it's been an Achilles heel for us, and it's a big reason why, you know, we haven't won more, in my opinion. So that's something that we have to get corrected, and we better do it quick, because I want to say this is probably the most penalized team that we've had in my 6 years in Green Bay. It's crazy to even think that right now, but that is an area that we have to address, have to get better in. It's hard to get into a flow and show any consistency. It's like we have opportunities to make some plays, and then we get a false start or whatever it may be. There were a couple critical plays on the defensive side, and it's just something that we have to focus on and really hone in and try to get corrected.
Two more, please, two more.
Say lack of preseason games though with starters. How much does that come into play? I know a lot of teams.
I don't know. I mean, like, yeah, you could say that. I mean, you can look at everything. I mean, but if you play your guys a lot more in the preseason, do you have all your guys? So it's a double-edged sword, and you're only right if you're right. So.
And how much did the Dobbs thing affect your work week, and do you expect him back and playing next week?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to our conversation tomorrow. So I fully anticipate him coming back, and I'm hopeful that he'll come back and get ready to work. And, you know, like, distractions happen in the National Football League. Distractions happen in life. And you got to do your best to just focus on the task at hand. And I thought our guys did a pretty good job of that.
You've been inviting, or you've been creating splash plays, offense and defense. As a head coach, I'm sure you're like, hey, we'd love to execute better down to down, but are you kind of okay being aggressive and inviting a little bit of that variance if you can create the explosives on both sides?
Yeah, I think explosive plays lead to points. I mean, that's a fact. You know, stats are pretty staggering when you talk about explosion plays and your ability to score, or if you don't give them up, your ability to stop people. But so that's something that we're always hunting, but it's just the consistency, I would say, down in and down out. I was talking to Jordan about this in the locker room, just in terms of, I feel like I'm losing my voice right now. It seems like we're a little bit feast or famine offensively, in terms of we either get the big plays and we go score, or there's no big plays and we're punting. So we do have to get a little bit more consistency, I would say, just making sure we're getting positive plays, staying ahead of the sticks, trying to stay out of the third downs as best we can.
Thank you, guys.
All right, guys, have a great night.